Hello and welcome to another update video about gold. Gold continues to frustrate us in this sideways, this really seemingly endless correction, this sideways correction basically. Yeah, I mean, it is trending down a little bit, step by step in slow motion. As I always say, metals corrections take forever. I just updated silver as well. And yeah, they are both in a very, very similar structure, both coming down, both, however, not coming down in an impulsive fashion, which adds to my overall, or basically which aligns with my overall bullish perspective at the moment on the metals sector, gold and silver. But, you know, it just, we have to be patient until they have worked their way through this correction. The gold chart, obviously, I'm looking at gold futures here. Gold is currently working on this B wave pullback, and I have labeled this as top in wave A. We have an A wave down, a B wave up in 3 waves, reached our pivot here, reacted, and is now coming down in this C wave, which is a wave 1, which completed, or which, you know, consisted of a wave 1, which completed, a wave 2, which completed again in our resistance area. The third wave started, which consists of an AB, which reacted to our resistance area. It's coming down, probably now in wave C of 3. There should still be a 4 and a 5. That's sort of what I would see as ideal structure. Now, sometimes, there was a dog by the way, sometimes the markets do not follow ideal structures. It's all about probabilities. Markets are non-linear, and markets don't have to follow ideal structures. So, therefore, we have added to this chart this descending trend line. And I've made you aware that it is absolutely possible that in an alternative perspective, this B wave, which presumably finished on the 28th of December, could still reset a little higher. I hope that's not going to happen. Not because it's only, let's say, only the alternative. No, but also because it would be even more boring. Okay, it would just simply mean that this entire correction will extend. The B wave that topped end of December with a high likelihood would still be ongoing, and we would then have to deal with this entire structure again. Basically, it would simply mean A wave bottomed, then A, B, C in the B wave, which would be here, and then a C wave down. So it would take forever. Very, very boring and frustrating it would be. But again, we just have to be patient until the metals have worked their way through the correction. At the moment, as I said, I see this as an ending diagonal to the downside. What adds to my view is this double bottom here. Double bottoms rarely hold. They rarely hold. They very rarely are real reversal patterns. They can lead to a short-term reversal, maybe, but often they break eventually. Okay, that's in contrast to what you often read in the internet. Double bottoms are often not adequate reversal patterns, and all of that adds to my view that yep, we should come down a little lower. Now, I will change my perspective if we break above the resistance area, which I mentioned to you already last time. Yeah, if we get suddenly a break above the descending trend line, a break that's followed by a break above resistance at $2,054. I would have to assume that with a high likelihood, this B wave is still unfolding. This would be the short-term bullish scenario. Until I see that though, I am going to follow through here with my analysis further to the downside. This trend line is very well defined. When these get too well defined, they often break at some point. But yeah, minimally in this structure, I would like to see the price get below 1988, maybe even more into the region around 1950. But it's a slow motion decline. It's just what it is in the metals. Sometimes those rallies into the trend direction, they are very fast, and then they are followed by weeks and weeks and weeks of correction. I always try to warn you that this is what we're dealing with when we enter a correction in the metals sector, so that you can mentally prepare. I don't think there is much more to add. I think I talked about support, talked about resistance, the bigger picture. I mean, we can take a look at the bigger picture. That hasn't changed, of course, as we're working our way through the structure here. This chart hasn't changed in many, many weeks, even months. Yeah, the idea that we are in a third wave, it is an ABC structure because we're dealing likely with an ending diagonal. So yeah, no change there. And the third wave should eventually take us sort of minimally to around about 2,400. Yeah, that's my update about gold. Hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment, and subscribe. And if you're interested in daily updates about the S&P 500, as well as regular updates about stocks, then please check out the stocks and S&P 500 service. You'll find a link in the description. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.